Hey guys, so I'm doing some updates to my website, just changing some stuff. I'm always changing the website. And I was thinking about most of us start our spiritual journey because something traumatic happened in our lives, right? And whatever happened, it was like religion wasn't getting the job done, right? We needed something else. Jesus was not in office that day. Um, all of the praying, crying, tears, whatever we once knew, especially those of us who grew up in the church, none of that shit was cutting it. And we were looking and we were searching for something more. That's how most of us, came to spirituality, right? So, my traumatic experience was I was going through this divorce, and it was like living through a for real hell. What we think hell is, what we've been told hell is like, that's what this divorce was like for me. I had to move back home with my parents in the basement, nonetheless, because my kids took what was my old room, and it was very uncomfortable. I had so much shit. I didn't even know what to do with all that stuff. Everything about my life just seemed to be a complete mess. I didn't know if I was going to come in. I looked crazy. I was talking crazy. Everything was just, I couldn't even believe that this was my life, right? And I spent a lot of time in that basement, went through a depression. I didn't want to really interact with people. Um, the most I could do was just like really kind of pull myself together so that I could do the little bit of functioning that I could do for the kids, right? So I was scrolling on the internet one day, and I came across this program called, what was it called then? It's called something else now, but I don't remember the name then. But this guy, Vision Lakiani, the name of his program now is Mind Valley. I think it was something else back then. And there were so many different programs on there. And one of the things that he was teaching was visualizations and meditation. And then through him, then that's how I learned about I cannot think of her name right now. It just completely left me. I'll put it in the comments. And she is such a captivating storyteller, but she also had a piece about creative visualization. And so I'm going through these things because at this point, I just need a whole new life, right? Throw the whole damn life away. That's what needed to happen for me. And so I was learning these tools. I'm learning how to do this visualization. I'm learning all these spiritual concepts. Still, nothing outright was like, don't fuck with the church. Nothing like that. It was just something different. I needed to hear something different. So I'm doing the visualizations and all these techniques to recall back my dreams. Every now and then they were sprinkling a little bit about spirit here and there. And then a friend of mine, she actually was my nail tech. She said, "Hey, I want you to meet somebody. Y'all kind of going through similar things, and she's having this workshop. I want you to come with me." So I said, "Okay, cool. Sounds good. Whatever." So she had just wrote this book called The Courage to Change. And I was like, man, this is my life. Like, I can't wait to meet this lady. So we go on to the thing or whatever, and she does a raffle. And I won a free Reiki session. So I have my Reiki session. I had kind of heard about it, especially now that I was going through all this stuff with Mind Valley, with Vision, and what is the lady's name? She was my best friend in my head for a long time. And then I finally met her, and it just solidified for me that she will continue to be my best friend in my head. But anyway, they kind of talked about it, throughout the program. So I was familiar with the concept of it, right? So I have my session, and she's like, you know that you're a healer, right? And I was like, who told you? Because growing up in the church, you have certain gifts and certain things or whatever, but if it's not packaged the way they want it packaged, they don't really, acknowledge it, right? So she's like, yeah, you can do and you should be doing exactly what I'm doing. And then she said, I'll have a message from your mother-in-law. Me and my mother-in-law, before she passed away, we were very close. So she gives me this message, and I know that it's her. Now remember, well, I don't know if you went to the type of church I went to, it was considered evil to talk to those who had transitioned, like that was evil. So she's giving me this message, and I'm a little bit conflicted in my spirit because I'm like, is this evil? Is it not? It can't be evil because she wasn't evil when she was alive. All the stuff we go through, right, when we think about that kind of thing. But what she said was spot the fuck on. Things nobody could know unless, unless they was a spirit. So I'm like, okay, so I'm thinking about it. So I go through this workshop and I take the training, for Reiki, and, we get certified to do that and the whole thing. And that is what literally started me on my spiritual journey. And I just keep thinking about how along the way, my spirit team, they brought me certain people to help me get to the next level, to advance me in certain areas, or they would give me direct downloads. I've met so many people on this journey, some very amazing people, some not so amazing people, some complete fucking waste of life people. But all of those people added to my spiritual journey. And so as I was not even creating the program, they kept telling me, you need to do this mentorship program. And I was like, and do what? And talk about what? What are we going to do? Like, why am I doing this? Like, no. And they was like, no, you're the perfect person to do it because you know what you needed and what you desired when you started your journey. I had so many questions about everything. And I'm on, YouTube University looking up stuff, and we know how that can go. That can be hit or miss. People be on their line and, all kind of stuff. And then the so-called advisors I had, shit started getting weird with them. I was calling the psychic line like every fucking week, just, for some guidance, for some answers, for some confirmation, because yes, I had been introduced to my spirit team, to some of them, some of my ancestors, but a lot of shit you just don't understand. It could be very dangerous, in these spiritual streets, especially if you don't know how to maintain your spiritual hygiene. If you don't know signs to look for, how to tell certain entities apart, you don't even know the basics of a cleansing bath or any of that stuff, how to protect yourself, anything. And, I did desire other people that were, that journey with me, that I could talk to about some of the stuff that I was experiencing, that I was feeling, that I was going through. And they kept putting on my heart to do this program. And I kept putting it off, like, I don't want to do this shit. And it was like it was going to take a lot of my time that I just didn't want to put towards that. I wanted to use my time for something else. And they were like, this pastor that I still listen to, because you don't have to throw away, your foundation. You just need to know the truth about what it is that you're dealing with and learn how to incorporate that with your belief system present day, right? So I have a pastor, and what she said to me was, somebody is waiting on you to walk in your destiny so that they can walk in theirs. And that thing always stuck with me. And so as I was going back and forth, because I'm going back and forth with the spirit team, like, I don't want to do that. Like, why we got to do that? What we going to do? I'm going back and forth, back. We just doing that. And they dropped that in my spirit. And it's like, you can't argue with that. You would have to be one selfish mofo to be like, man, fuck them people destiny. I'm finna go do what I want to do. So when they put it to me like that, I'm like, okay, let me get started. So when I get started with the first session, all hell break loose again in my life, right? That's a whole nother story time for another day. So we getting started and we're doing it, and y'all know, like, sometimes when you're starting something new, you get tested, shit gets hard, and you feel like, what in the entire fuck am I doing this for? Right? Fuck this shit. They don't care. They don't want it. I don't care. I don't, And then that one day happens where everybody is telling you all the amazing things that's happening in their life. And not just the amazing things that's happening, but they're happening because of the things that you are teaching them, that you are showing them, the way that you are there for them, and how you're guiding them and showing them the way so that they can become independent thinkers for themselves, showing them how to listen and trust their own spirit team. And they like, no, that you have made a difference. And it was like, well, god dang, y'all was right. We got to do this. We have to keep going. So here we are now at session 2. And that inaugural class, they're almost done. They have grown by leaps and bounds. I'm so proud of them, like so proud. And so this next session, I'm gonna be ready. And I just wanted to have my own spiritual family, my own group, my own core group of people that I can share, the things that I've learned, so that they can avoid some of the pitfalls, so that they can advance and evolve, because we are the change makers, right? We're the change that has to occur for our children to have, a good place to live when they grow up for their children. So it has to start with us. But one of the problems is we don't like to learn any damn thing. And so we got to get back to the basics. And so that's what the mentorship program is all about. Getting back to the basics, learning basic spiritual concepts, to help you be a spiritualist during this modern day time, right? So session 2 is going to start November 2nd. I'm taking applications now. You can go to the website at zokai.co. Just Zokai, ZOKIAKAI.co. I'm going to post it because clearly I can't say it right. But anyway, so you'll see that and be able to complete your application. I know some people are like, why we gotta fill out an application? Like, I want to do it. What's up? Well, you have to fill out an application because there's things that, I need to know about you, just to see where you're at, just to make sure that this is the right program for you, because everybody's not a good fit for everyone. And then so Spirit can select. Spirit is going to do the selections, because what I may think is a good candidate, Spirit, no, my Spirit team, they'll be like, nah, girl, that's not it. So it's a whole process. It's not just, sign up for my program and we're going to do this, and that. And no, it's a whole process that has to occur beforehand, just to ensure, that we are a good fit for each other. So November 2nd, get your applications in if you feel like this is something, that's for you. If you want some more information, you can also fill out a form where you'll be able to get all the information if you need a little bit more details about how the program works and all of that, which I'll probably do another video just to tell y'all how that works or whatever. So that was a little story time for today. And now that I was just telling y'all that, I just thought about, like, I have a whole nother other story time. A lot of the story times, though, y'all can find on the podcast, The Modern Day Priestess. Yeah, that was a plug. Go listen to the podcast.